Okay, in this video, I'm going to show you a powerful free SEO technique that can multiply your website traffic by 3 times, 5 times, even 10x it just by making a few quick changes. So there's no doubt that this is not clickbait. I've used this technique on my own clients, and even within the few weeks, I've ranked and skyrocketed some of my clients with these techniques. And it doesn't take long. And I developed this recently to really push forward a few of my clients because they were jumping from company to company, trying to get a better website, trying to get better SEO. And I just wanted to prove to them that we could skyrocket their traffic. So who am I? Well, my name's Jim Parr. I've been doing this for decades and almost 2 decades. And I grow brands online, their presence, I drive traffic, I do brand identity campaigns and increase sales, and even recently have really pushed into the AI markets. So now I run a digital marketing company and I consult as what I'm doing right now. And basically, I consult for companies to help you grow your revenue. So if you're looking for that, leave a comment below. You can reach out to me. So if you want these real world battle tested marketing techniques, hit that subscribe button right now and turn on your notifications, and you won't miss any of my future videos. And if you comment below, I'll even give you some free techniques that you can use right away on your own company. So let's jump in and identify the key things that we're going to do in this right away. So before I hit on those 3 simple key points, I want to specify that a lot of people with SEO, they try to push a lot of content into a website thinking that Google's just going to grab onto that. And so they'll push 20 articles in the first month into a website and think, okay, I'm going to fool Google. But you cannot fool the algorithms. You have to understand the algorithms and be up on the latest techniques of how an algorithm works, how Google works, how Bing works, how Yahoo searches work. Believe it or not, people still use those search engines. So we have something that we call staple posts and pillar posts. So a staple post is a very simple article, blog article, and I've been teaching blogging and how to make money with blogging for a number of years with AdSense, with affiliates, and different things like that. And a pillar post is more that ultimate guide to whatever you're trying to sell or promote. So an ultimate guide might be, what is dental implants? So I work with a lot of dentists. And so there's a lot of different techniques and different things about implants. So that pillar post would tell you everything about you that you want to learn about implants. But let me just tell you, you need at least 5 staple posts, simple posts, before you put in this ultimate guide to whatever, so that Google takes you serious. So there's 3 techniques that we're going to talk about right now, and they're simple steps. We're going to identify underperforming keywords. We're going to find those search terms where your website ranks between positions 5 and 15. Number 2, we're going to select the targeted keyword and choose the best keyword that aligns with your content and audience intent. So whatever your audience is. So let's stay on the content of dental implants. So our audience is to target, or our intent is to educate people on dental implants, because that's what you want to be as a resource. And then number 3 is optimize the 3 big ones. So we call these the 3 pillars. And so you want to place your targeted keyword in 3 critical spots. And so the first one is the title tag, and I'm going to show you, and we're going to walk through on how to do this. So that's what appears in the search results. And let me just show you kind of what those are and where. So that's what appears in the search results. And let me just show you kind of what those are and where they're at. What is a mini split? So a lot of people are using these devices. They're basically an HVAC system for your home. And a lot of people don't know what they are. I personally use them and I love them in my entire home. But let's go and search this and see what comes up. So what is a mini split? We could even put a question mark after this because we're asking Google a question. And so we come up with a few options here. So there's this Rewiring America. There's this company right here. There's multiple companies in here. And how do mini splits work? So that might be a better question, but here's what is a mini split, AC. But we're going to go up to this particular one and click on this. And we're going to see if it's in the title, if it's in the URL. So right away, we can see that that keyword phrase, because it's multiple keywords, is definitely in the title here in the URL. And it's under a category of heating and cooling. But not only that, we have a title up here, which is an H1, as we mentioned before, that we need. And that is also there. But one thing that we see out of the three pillars is that it is missing the description in the first line here. So we don't have it here, but we do have it up here. So could I beat these guys out? More than likely, because they don't have it in here. So it is important to look at the competition, look at the keywords that you're going after, and make sure they're the keywords that people are searching for. Remember, in Google, it will auto-populate what people are searching for. And so if we put that keyword back in here, we can, it will tell us what people are asking right here. What is the disadvantages? Do mini splits use lots of electricity? So these would be the keywords that you want to perform for as your top keywords. And if you scroll down, here's what other people searched also. So mini split costs, disadvantages. A good article would be mini split versus HVAC or heat pump or heat or whatever. So because these are what people are searching. So let's go in and actually do this and show you how we go about doing this. Okay, we're going to go into Google Search Console. This is a free thing that Google has. And we're just going to show you how to go about finding these positions and get everything squared away. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to go into performance here. We're just using a generic URL that we have for our agency that we haven't done any work on in a long time because we're always doing work for everybody else. So it's kind of like a landscaper. His lawn looks terrible, but everybody else looked great. So we're going to click and we're going to open the average position. So it's not that great. It's 42 on the average. There's some number ones, there's some number twos, but what we want to do is scroll down here and hit this upside down pyramid and go to position. And then we want to take and we want to do this drop down that equals. We want to do greater than 14.5. And so that's going to give us everything in that first to 15 position. And I'm going to explain why we're doing that. So we're in a tool here that basically it's not telling you about that particular website, but it's telling us if you're in the first position, this is how many impressions you will have and how many clicks. So you're going to have what they call a 41% CTR. So out of almost half of those clicks, or impressions, I should say, you're going to get clicks to your website if you're in the number one position. If you're in the number two, you can see it drops way, way off to 14%. And then it continues down the scale. And once you get to, let's just say number 7 here, you have a click-through rate of 2% of 3.6 million impressions. So not a very good spot to be in here because it kind of flattens out. So you can see why these top 3 are so important. And typically on an agency standpoint, we try to give 10% of a click-through rate on impressions. If we do an ad, it's even better than that, obviously. But if not, you're doing something wrong. So when we go into this, let's go back to Google search. Okay, I'm going to run through here, and I'm going to just scroll down and see a keyword that catches my eyes. And so I'm looking at the impressions here, and I could expand this out a little bit more because I want to get one that's got a lot of impressions. So they're all pretty similar. Not a lot of clicks. These are the highest clicks. So we'll go with this particular one right here. And because it's sitting at 25, it's got a good amount of impressions. So we'll click on this, and I'll explain why I'm clicking on this and show you exactly what we're doing here. So if we click on that keyword, and then we can see the URL now where it actually is on the page. And then when we get in there, we can see the keyword here. So that's the particular keyword. But if we shut this query off up here and shut that filter off, we can see what people are actually searching for. So marketing agency in Savannah is one. There's not a whole lot of searches. This is for 3 months maybe. And so we're looking at, we can go in and optimize this, but they're really clicking on these particular ones up here. So let's go into the page and show you what we need to optimize. But we need to look at this, and we're going to do a little bit of research online and see who's popping up for this. And I guarantee it's not a local company. So we're inside that page that is ranking at 25 currently, and we're going to edit it. I'm going to go through, and you can see right now that we just have SEO Savannah. So it doesn't specify Georgia. We have SEO Savannah, Georgia here. This was updated quite a long time ago, so it could be updated better, and that's what we're going to show you how to do. And it doesn't take a lot of content on this page to do that anymore with the new Google algorithms. So let's go in and edit this page quick and show you how we do that. So remember, we're looking at those 3 things, the 3 top pillars. So we need that title, we need that description in the site itself, and we need the header title. So we're in here, and we can edit the first line here. That's what we want to do. And so I use ChatGPT to give us the best thing here. So dominate search results with the best SEO in Savannah, Georgia. Those are our keywords, SEO in Savannah, Georgia. So if we copy these and we bring these back over, we want to replace this particular line here so we're not confusing Google. So we have SEO in Savannah, Georgia in our first part of the deal here. And then we already have SEO Savannah, Georgia, best SEO companies. We don't even need to do the best SEO. We can just take that out of there so that that comes up first. And then obviously this title, we want to change this, and we want to change this here, and we can match these two to this. So, and then we're going to go into the meta description and make sure that jives. And you can see the score has already jumped from like 32 to 86 on our SEO score. And here's another problem. We haven't updated this for quite some time. So I'm surprised that it was even ranking where it was right now. So we're going to change that date there. We're going to update our information here. Okay, so we'll drop down to the meta description area where we can modify this, and we're going to edit the snippet. So it is in here. We do need to change this particular piece here. So we need to edit this description. I'm going to grab that from ChatGPT. And it says the best URL is SEO Savannah, Georgia, because you don't use the words like in or and or anything in your URLs. But we could change this right here and make sure that first sentence is what we want it to be. So it is a little bit long here, so I'm going to take off this because that'll make it more feasible. SEO Savannah, Georgia. We could, it just automatically grabs the tag because we have it set to that. And then we can just leave all this the same. The URL is right there, SEO Savannah, Georgia. And so we can see that already we've got an 83 score. This focus keyword doesn't mean a whole lot when it comes to this. But it says this post is a pillar content. So it's asking if it is, because what happens is it's a different way of presenting things to the Google algorithm. But we're going to go ahead and save this. So now that we updated this on this page, we're going to go back into the Google Search Console, and we're going to do a URL inspection. Now, I'm doing this not only because I'm going to paste this URL up here, but I want Google to speed up me getting on the search engine. So it's going to retrieve everything, and it's going to tell us whether the information was crawled, whether it's on the search engines. It's basically saying that the page is not indexed. So all we have to do, that's why the rankings dropped on this, is because it wasn't on there. So we can request an indexing on this, and what happens, it just takes a few minutes, and then Google is going to start pushing this onto their search engines in the index on the search. So you can see Google crawled that page for us, and it says don't submit multiple times without changes. So if you don't change it, don't submit it over and over and over. And we can come back and inspect this, and we can see that it did update. It crawled as Googlebot smartphone, crawled allow, and it was successful. So we can go to the test the live URL at this point, and Google will start ranking this, and we can monitor this particular URL and see what kind of rankings that we get on this. So you can see that the URL is available to Google now to get it up on the search. And then we can actually go here, and it was indexed, and we can see now that things are looking good. Now, this is basically all that we do, and this has proven on multiple websites to rank those particular pages because we know what to do. We know how to go out there. And we always look at the low-hanging fruit because we work with a lot of service businesses that are local, and they might be specific to an area like Savannah, Georgia. So we look at those, we research the companies that are pulling up, and we even look at some national companies. So I've got a lawn company. Let me show you. So these guys do weed treatments, and these are 2 sponsored ads. But we just put in weed control. They cover a specific area of Alabama. But you can see as we look down here, they are in the #1 spot here. So they hit the #1 spot because they have weed control, Alabama weed control in the URL. You can see it right here. And they have it in their URL. They have it in their description. So and we know that that's what people are searching because we use keyword everywhere, and we can see the keywords that particular people are searching in that area. So if you have any questions, if this was at all helpful to you, hit that like button, and I appreciate the subscribes. And if you want to see my other videos, hit the bell notification.